Good evening, my people, manners and beer respect. Big up yourself, Emily. Big up yourself, Divine. Big up to the ones and ones over on the Facebook. Let's find the lenses. Where the lens is there? Aye. Shove that. Alright, good evening, my people, manners and beer respect. What another week, you know what I mean? Yeah. We've got our brother in the building today. We also have Rubin in the building with me today. Rubin, wagwan, my brother.
I'm all good, Patrick. What are you saying?
We're day in our place, bro. God, not gonna lie. We're just putting in work. Let me just make you see Rubin's face for 2 seconds, peeps. See Rubin there.
What are you saying?
Big up yourself, my bro.
Yeah, man.
So what's been going on, my brother?
I've had a good day today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good day today. I rode my bike down to South London to come to talk my mind.
To talk your mind.
Yeah.
My brother. Well, that's what we do, you know. That's what the platform's about. That's
I heard that this would be the right place.
You already know this already.
What yeah, right.
Before? Nah, actually,
we haven't done this in a while, man. It's been about 6 months.
But
maybe less than that. I don't know. Time is like doing funny things to me at the minute, so maybe less than 6 months. But it feels like it's been a while.
It's been a little while still. It has definitely.
It was before the summer. It must have been before the summer.
It's been a while. Can't lie.
Yeah.
It's been a little while. But everyone's been busy, Roo.
Right.
Everyone's been busy. You get me? So I understand how the thing get.
It's been an eventful few months.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Big up Balanced Mindset on the check-in. Big up Emily. Big up Divine. You done all the chopping. I don't know what's going on over on the Facebook, but we go and check out that in a second as well. It's moving a bit, baby. Keep up.
Yeah, what's happening, people? I hope you all had a good weekend and that. I didn't realise that we'd started at 10 now, so I put out the old time on all my channels, and then I realised I sort of sat here at like 7 o'clock. Going, we're gonna do something now, and then Patrick starts doing things, but they're not in a very
urgent
regimented way. And urgent. Yeah, urgent. That's the word. It was definitely regimented, but you weren't stressing. So I was like, hang on a minute, what's happening?
Yeah, it's just that the timing.
I got an extra 3 hours.
The timing changed a little while ago, but you know the wickedest thing? It's because a lot of people I know are dealing with their children. I know they got to put their children to bed, get them ready for the week. Yeah. You understand?
No, it's perfect, yeah.
I thought 10 o'clock would make more sense rather than 7 o'clock. How are you going to get people to tune in at 7 when that's a prime time for people to get their children washed and in bed and fed, and you get me?
Yeah.
10 o'clock makes sense. You get me?
Yeah. Well, I was saying earlier, like I think like late night shows on telly and that, like we don't really have that so much here. I don't. To be fair, I don't really watch the TV these days. I haven't owned a TV in about at least like 5 years.
I said I haven't owned a TV in about 5 years. You know?
Nah.
You're a G. So what have you been? Well, I
still
YouTube.
look at screens.
It's all YouTube.
Do you know what? I got a bit smug about it, you know, because I don't have a TV. But then I saw some meme. It's like, you might not have a TV, but you still spend 7 hours a day on Telegram. And I was like, yeah, well,
Madness.
that is actually true. So I'll just basically replace one screen for a different screen. So I've actually like trying to actively cut down on using the technology now, because that's like it does like.
It's a total distraction, brother.
Distraction. Like time is your most precious thing that you have.
That's right.
And those technologies, it's not just the time you spend on it. It's what you're just, because when you actually want to do like serious work, you need to get absorbed in it. And if you get derailed, then it can take you like an hour to get into deep concentration. You've got to sit with a problem. And if you're constantly flitting off and doing things, like you never actually get into a proper creative level of work.
That's the truth.
And that's like one of the major side effects of those technologies. And that's true for all age groups, but it's even more so. The people I worry about most with the technology, as you would expect, right, is young children, because it's like when we got these phones, we were already adults.
That's right.
And although we had the internet through the 90s, we didn't, certainly not anywhere like ubiquitous like it is now. I mean, I remember even when I had I actually had a smartphone, but still thinking, no. The kind of video streaming that is just constant now. I never even really thought it was possible. I mean, if you played it out far enough, but it just seems sort of so fantastical that it would get to that level. But that's that sort of the world that people live in now. It's all mediated through these screens, and it's not good.
It's definitely that. King Lacey, big up yourself on the check-in. Sasha, big up yourself on the check-in. Lynn, big up yourself. Aaron, big up yourself. Dow, big up yourself over on the Facebook. And big up Tiny Too Bad, you know the choppings already. Yeah, man, I don't know, do things still. So what we gonna reason about today then, Ruben? What do you want to get off your chest? Well, my brother,
I want to talk about. Actually, let me tell you a story first.
Go on.
It's a good story. It's a good story. I went for a coffee earlier with a guy that I met a few years ago, and I kept in touch with him a bit. He's a Rasta guy.
Yeah.
And I met him in Brixton, and we sat in a coffee shop, and we had a conversation. We had a reasoning about a lot of different things, political, legal.
Yeah.
And we've been sitting there for about an hour, and then this guy comes up to the table, and he's like, I've been listening to you two speaking. I've been sat over there. I've been listening to you for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And I've just bought your coffees for you, basically. Like, nice one. Thank you for that. Like, thanks for having this conversation in public. Yeah, it was quality. It was quality.
Reminds you that there's still decent people in the world that have a decent way of thinking. So when they hear a like-minded thinking like themselves, of course, it's good to do good things.
Yeah. So salute to my friend who will remain nameless, and salute to that guy. Salute to Brixton, because that was a proper Brixton moment for me. Like, I like it down here. I like coming south.
Come on.
I like it down here.
South's got a different flavour to it.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Every end has got its own ingredients. I can't lie, but there's something special about Brixton still. I can't lie.
It is. Yeah. It's a good place. So that was that. So that put me in a good mood for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what it showed me, really importantly, and not for the first time, obviously, like it reinforced my understanding of what street level interactions in the UK are like for a lot of the time for most people, you know, like and the thing that has really jumped out at me over the summer, and it's something that we've talked about before, and it's been kind of elevating for at least 5 years, probably longer than that now, though, you know, like this sort of increase in racial tension and the politicization of race, and the way the corporations kind of behave with a lot of their like DEI schemes and that kind of thing, and they turn everything into a racial issue basically.
That's right.
And it makes the situation contentious because like you're playing groups off each other, and it's not good for it's not good for us. And
they've been doing that.
And it is just classic divide and rule. You know, like it's a power structure, which is the state.
That's right.
And the corporations, right? It's like Westminster in the city of London, basically. And they impose a regime like down onto the citizens. And the more that they're able to set us off against each other, the more control they're able to exert.
That's right. They gain full control over us.
Yeah, exactly. And look, these are like some of the most painful things to talk about.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of bad things that happen on a daily in all directions.
To a lot of people.
To each other, and by the system, which does victimize everyone, really. Like,
listen, they set everything in motion, and this is what I've always said over a number of years, that the system, a lot of things that we see taking place today is very systematically set. I say that because the people that be in power, they don't see that as a surprise, what's happening on the ground. That's exactly what they expected from that's their reaction.
That's what they're looking for. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But they act surprised. It's like, oh, these terrible people. It's like, you created.
Thank you. But
scenario.
The people, our people that are on the ground with us, still can't see that. There's very few that do see it, but the majority are still lost in the wind. I don't know what. Again, it's down to attention span, because there's a lot of things. A lot of people are speaking up. A lot of people are shedding a lot of light on a lot of stuff, but it definitely boils down to the individual and actually what is it that you're looking for. Because if you're not looking for answers, or you're not looking for the truth, and you're only entertained by drama and, you know, just the regular stuff that we see on social media, then you will never know what's going on. You'll always be lost in the dark. Is that down to just individuals? Of course, sometimes.
Well, it is entertainment, basically. If you look at like politics, it's what do they call it? It's like show business for ugly people. Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
In it, like, it's like, okay, well, you know, no one's going to be putting you on a poster, but you like all the attention, so you're going to like put yourself forward into these positions for public office, and people would do anything. They'll say anything. Like, they just, because particularly in politics, because they're just interested in power. That's it. They're just interested in gaining power.
Very true. Yeah, the media do it a lot. Deans, big up yourself on a check-in. Brixton is the home of the winners. Man, better know. Winners only. Dom 1, big up yourself. Hey, yo, you done know. Balanced Mindset says life has so many distractions as it is. Thank God I was born in the 70s. We made entertainment sustaining, stimulating and practical. Tech has made zombies antisocial and obsessed.
Yeah, you had to use your imagination. Do you remember that?
Yeah, summer way. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Balanced Mindset, you're not wrong on that one there. Truth be told. If I talk the truth and shame the devil sometime, you know. Antonia, big up yourself. Toya, my sister, big up yourself. Chris Francis, my bro, God. You know, it's always love. Big up everyone on the check-in. If you haven't pressed the share button, please press the share button. Don't be shy. Press the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah, Ruben, you're not wrong. A lot of wrongdoings are going on, and a lot of it is definitely being set in motion for us to play out. Yeah, set in motion by the government, but yeah, we play it out amongst each other, and we still can't see the tricks. So that's the crazy part of the whole scenario. Nicole Refix, big up yourself, my sister, on the check-in.
Well, you're dealing with a $1 trillion propaganda machine.
There you go.
Right.
How do you fight that?
Well,
The only way to fight that is if we're unified as a people, then we can stand as one, and it doesn't matter how much money they got in front of them, that machine can't move because we're not moving. We help that machine to move. They depend on us to turn that and keep that turning, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
it
if
requires
one day,
our compliance. Yeah,
there you
definitely.
go. So if one day we decide that we don't want to move, we want to stand as one. No more fighting, no more bickering, small arguments. We see the bigger picture today. We've woken up. You know, only then will they realize the power is no longer in their hands. The power only exists in their hands through chaos. The power only exists in their hands through division. The power only exists in their hands when they turn us against us and we're fighting against each other, and the police is picking us up left, right and centre for charges, and the morgue's picking us up and arranging funerals for the other side. It's crazy, bro. But when will we wake up to the facts of what's going on in front of us? It's not hidden. Before, things was hidden, and we used to go on like we found out great news. Like, did you know about this? No, but all of did you know about this is right in front of us now, and it's being played out in front of us. What are we doing? That's what it is.
Chaos is the right word.
That's right.
Chaos is exactly the right word. Like they where there's a phrase, right? It's a Masonic thing, Freemasonry. They talk about ordo ab chaos, order out of chaos.
That's right.
So they create chaos and then they enforce order. And we can see that all over the place.
These people's been doing it for the longest time, and like I say, we've been sleeping for the longest time. Still, they've used enough of us still, enough. Enough of the brothers them get used, enough of the sisters them get used for them to achieve their goals amongst us. But now that we're awake and now that we can see what's going on, we've got Telegram, we've got Instagram, we've got so many different platforms that are highlighting things, especially TikTok, for me, is one of the number one exposing channels or platforms that are exposing a lot of the unjust things that's going on in the world, bro.
Yeah, the technology's helping, definitely. It is helping.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
what are we doing in is the question. Of course, Dean. That's why we're here reasoning it out still, because what are we doing? Like, come on, we know better. Why are we not doing better? You get it? We know better and we ain't doing better, bro. You see me? So it's not rocket science. You get me? It's not rocket science.
You had to get the camera on for this one.
Yeah. Car,
I'm looking you in the eye, bro.
No, big man thing, because more time, it's not just that we're not, what are we doing? It's like we know what we're supposed to be doing. It's ignorance and ego. Why we're not doing what we should be doing. It's not like we don't and we're not aware. We are aware. We do know. We've been through a lot of shit. We should know. The reason why we're not formulating the way that we should is because there's so many people that listen to other people. And the wrong people. When I say other people, I mean people that don't influence you in the right way.
When you say we, do you mean the Jamaican community? When you said that we then?
Nah, I just think we, us on the ground.
Yeah.
I never single out anybody. But
there's a lot of people who've had it bad,
But there's a lot of traits that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I deal with people on the ground. Of course, I can aim a lot at my Jamaican brothers and sisters because I know them better than I know everybody else, of course. Right, but at the same time, it's what I'm seeing on the ground amongst everybody. It's not just this set doing that or that set. Everyone's doing the same shit at the moment, so it's kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah,
it's literally crazy.
The thing that I see with the Jamaican community is
we put the camera.
You've been in this country for like 60 years now.
Yeah,
and there's like. You know, it's not like a single monolithic thing, right? There's a lot of people in that community a lot of different positions all around the system now, actually, right?
That's
right. There are there's a lot of people who've progressed real far. You know, in the like uber capitalist free market City of London system and in our political system. But in doing that, you've just kind of naturalised to the system, which is it's basically like a big global trade, like a slave system. what the economy is, and because we sit really quite close to the top of it in the UK. If you're in the UK, if you think about your quality of life, even if you're not that well off, you are extraordinarily better off than most other people in on the face of the earth right now, and people forget that a lot. And,
very true.
And they've and there's a lot of people who just kind of become naturalised to the system, and you can understand why that's happened, because you kind of would, in a way, you know, like it's if you want to get along, then this is the way that it works. But the thing is, that system had become very corrupt a very long time ago, and you don't want to perpetuate it. It's not helpful to anyone.
No.
And a lot of what happens with politics and with the big companies in particular, what they do is they'll say, oh, well, we hired some... And they get real crude about it, right? It's like, well, we got some black ones and some brown ones. So that's kind of like, we've done our little thing now. That's like our little gesture. But we still have got a horrendous supply chain, and our business model is like really predatory, and like all of the bad things are still there. It's just that we've changed the little look of it. And then when you talk to these people, you know, and I go to events all the time, less so recently, but you see, I remember went to some AI event, and this guy got up, this African American guy, and he was working at some corporate communications firm, right? And he was pretty slick. He was doing his thing, you know, like, but he was he got up and he was talking about like DEI and like all sort of proud about it, and I'm like, first of all, like, you don't want to trade on your race, man. Like you're sort of what do they call them? Like your inherent traits, like the things you're born with. Like you can't do this. You can't like ride on that, because like you just got that when you got here. Like you haven't done anything. Right. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's like, it's a bit what you're doing, but then also you look at, like, because this stuff's massive in places like Google and Facebook. It's like, bro, Google's set up by the CIA.
Yeah,
it's like it's a big global spying platform that, you know, that owns YouTube, that we're talking to people through now, right? But like and all they're doing with a lot of this DEI stuff is it's like reputation management.
Yes,
that's it. But then all of the problems still there, but you've got a few people who fit the right racial categories or whatever, who go, no, it's cool now, everything's cool now, and they can point at them and go, well, they're okay. It's like, yeah, but there's like one of them, and there's all these people over here.
The sellouts.
You're not fixed anything.
They use them to be the poster boy for the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We get it still. We see all
exactly.
That
and then they're like, look, we're good. We're good.
Well, this
because
is
of
why.
this.
This is why systematical racism.
You fix nothing.
Is really real. You know what I mean? Most people won't understand it on that level, but it's really real. And it really affects a lot of people still, but...
Yeah. Well, it would have been... And things, you go back 30 or 40 years, and it certainly would have been much more the other way. Like, they may not have had, like, written down policies saying you cannot hire people from these certain backgrounds or whatever, but they certainly would have been more biased in the other direction, like, and potentially, like, completely biased. I don't know. Like, depends what organisation you're talking about. But, like, just going back doing the same thing in the opposite direction doesn't fix the problem. The problem's still there. It's just that you're doing it now versus these people doing it.
That's right.
And actually, what you've got to do is you've got to break the system and do something new. Yeah, and basically most of it involves getting away from big companies and not giving your attention to big technology platforms, and not giving your money to big companies as far as possible. But it's difficult, right? Because, you know, like, if you want to get your food, you want to go supermarket, cheapest places like Tesco and Asda or whatever, like that's they're big companies.
Massive companies.
And there's a lot of people who don't have the luxury of getting their food from anywhere else.
That's right.
You know,
big
and that's a big economic problem, and because, you know, the economic system has just been degraded over sort of 50, 60 years. It's all basically it's the real basic fundamental stuff of like manufacturing and like actual wealth creation. Yeah. You know, like factories and places where you can make things that are valuable and useful, and like everything, all of that got destroyed in the 70s and the 80s, and then we became what they call like a service economy. Yeah. And you know, like, and now if you go outside the M25, the UK is poorer than every single US state, every single American state. And there's some really poor places in America. Really poor. And the UK is poorer than all of them. You know, apart from like what's inside London, basically.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah, so everyone's getting it hard. And Labour's not helping. And they're not going to because they don't know how. And they don't or they don't want to. Sometimes a combination of the both.
Hold on, I just hear a message. I see a message. I like that message there, you know. 1 step forward, 2 step backward. Down in a Babylon. Yeah. Down in a Babylon. Many ones gain the world to lose their very soul in these times.
Yeah.
It's worse than ever. And you're not wrong, my brother. Yeah.
It is.
Hail Ababa.
It is.
Big up yourself. Trust me. What's this? My eyes. Why have I not got my glasses today? I don't know why my eyes look so like it can't see what I go on. Yeah, so what are they? Where we are saying now? Boom. What are we gonna do if they put us in a situation as the civilians, Ukrainian population kind of scenario? What are we gonna do? Well, I mean, I know. We have to go fight it out and war it out and just figure it out.
Well, they want to send people over to Ukraine.
You see how much man getting exposed right now. You see how much man's getting exposed right now. Everyone's getting exposed. Do you know? All right, look, let me just explain something real quick.
What you mean, like the Diddy thing?
All of it, everything. Look, everybody that's done their wrongdoing.
The TV's just gone off.
Hold on, it must be me that switched it off. Where's the cat? Pause that. Yeah, it must be. Thank you, my bro.
Yeah.
It must be. So watch this now. Tammy, big up yourself. Joni, my sister, big up yourself. You see any man, you see every single man, woman and child that's done their little wicked deeds behind closed doors, under the light of darkness. Everybody's got their judgment. Everybody's got their 4 o'clock. Just look out. God, karma, you don't have no time when it's coming to link you. So you have to just know that thing there, you get me? So this is what's reaching all of them. You see when they was when they was enjoying the high life, you know, Diddy would come out step out of his house in the morning and say like, yeah, you know, I just want to spread some message, you know, yeah, it's just love, you know, it's just love and all this shit, yeah, just Diddy is a dirty little, but again.
And then he's molesting Justin Bieber, like.
Yeah, all these things is
what's going on in the world.
But again, there's many people in their world that know this is taking place and it's not saying nothing. So they're allowing it to consistently continue. Again, this is why people like Cat Williams, you got to see that these are iconic figures because they like just exposed everything, like don't care, look, this is what you little fools are up to, and I've been telling the people I've been trying to show the people that anyway, I'm going to tell you for the last time, this is what it is, look now. And he predicted everything that we're seeing take place today, right this second, along with Jaguar Wright, also predicted all of what we're seeing take place today. So it's not
with hip hop in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, so what do you reckon then? Do you reckon? So I reckon that he was always going to have to be exposed like this, and they're using it as a distraction. Because I've seen people talking about it that are like, oh yeah, like the next 6 months, 12 months, you're going to hear something. It's like they've scheduled it out like a TV show. Yeah, so every now and again they'll drop a new bit. New Diddy, the new Diddy.
It's not just new Diddy. It's going to be whether it's going to be this guy or that guy or the next artist, the next one. There's going to be a lot of colleagues.
Maybe. Well, look at what happened with Epstein, because that list come out, right? And you're talking about US presidents, Bill Clinton. You're talking about Bill Gates, been there like 35 times or something. It's ridiculous, man. And what they would do. Epstein was basically, I don't know, he might have been running Diddy for all we know. You know, it all goes back in one direction, you know, when you look into the corruption. So I'm sure then those two were close.
Behind closed doors, no one knows what's going on. It's all speculations and allegedly. right? So
yeah, of course, I'm not claiming any special knowledge.
But that's what I'm saying. None of the things that we know is anything that we can like guarantee that yes, it went like this or it didn't. We don't. Everything is just a story and a bit of entertainment to us over here, but it to a degree. But a lot of us do see what's going on and know that it's serious, and it needs to be addressed.
Which bit of it, like the human trafficking component, like
all of that jazz, bro?
Because I mean, it is mad. Like when you look into like what the major label system is.
When you check it out, bro, like there isn't no crime against a man liking to have sex with many different women in a one house. No. Like there isn't really a crime against that.
No, of course not.
And if there was a crime against that, what is that crime? You get it? If it's anything consensual in that way, it's kind of nuts. Like what this is now is about what he done to Cassie, and then everything else surrounding that, and everything surrounding that.
You mean that video where he's like dragging her down the hall?
All of these things.
That was brutal.
Come on. So then, like every other bit of information that's like supposedly or allegedly is now being investigated. When they've done their investigation, I'm sure they've come up with some things and thought, what's going on here? But at the same time, with that being said, flip side of the coin is that he's already taken a deal with these demons and these devils, and he's just one of them, and they've decided we're sacrificing your clout today, poor soul, because you ain't been really because the minute that he started questioning his liquor stuff, that's when all of this started popping out.
Because he was like 50% in Ciroc, wasn't he?
That's when it all started popping down. So
that's what I think that was with Diageo as well, man. That deal was ridiculous.
We say Usher has deleted all of his tweets today.
Yeah, and Pink.
AIB sure has spoken about the list is long. See, go back to the list when Diddy was holding his daughter and saying, say the names. Jay-Z, I can't remember all the rest of the names, but anyway, you get me? All of them names got rinsed out. Those names are going to be caught up in because Diddy looks like a kind of character that if he's going down, he's taking down everyone with him. He ain't going down by himself. So then let's look at all of the people that Diddy decided within the last 6 months previous to all of this coming up. All of the people that he decided that he wanted to go and take pictures with, be with just to take pictures with them, post them just to show that I'm still connected with this one and that one. Then all of this drops. Then everyone wants to disassociate themselves, but there's too many pictures about Diddy with you and Diddy with this one and that one and Diddy with that one and that one. There's just so many pictures, you just can't get rid of the guy. Crazy. Luke, big up yourself and check him out, bro, God. You know the chops.
He was like, so supposedly, he was, you know what Hugh Hefner was like back in the day, right? So Hugh Hefner, Playboy guy. So the Playboy Mansion, it was like a honeypot where they'd get everyone just coming through, you know, the amount of people that would go to the Playboy Mansion, hang out, you know, like from the Rat Pack to Donald Trump, I'm sure was there, like, you know, all of them sort of people. And then they basically get him into compromising situations, take a load of photos of them, you know, like some underage girls or boys or whatever, you know, like whatever's required to then at that point own them, basically, you know, it's like a blackmail operation. And, you know, if you don't do what we tell you, then we'll drop this on Polite Society and you'll get torn to pieces. You won't have a career anymore. Or you can do whatever we tell you and we'll give you a position of authority and power and money. And
they've done that.
And you'll just be our little puppet that we can like pull the strings on. And, you know, Diddy was just that for hip hop as opposed to whatever Hefner was, you know, like sort of glitzy Beverly Hills.
I feel like
60s, 70s.
The only people that are going to thrive in the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to see it. The only set of people you're going to see thriving are the people that are all independent artists. Anybody that's wrapped up in labels, you're going to start to see what they've really been about. Honestly, I've those that's been running down the label all their lives. Yeah, I want to, and I'm with a label and thinking you're important. And yeah, my manager and yeah, my bro, you're gonna start seeing a lot of pop Because a lot of man them don't mind going like, remember, managers now are not like before. They want to drink with you. They want to be the star too now, innit? So they're drinking with you, they're partying with you.
Is that right?
All of this stuff's going on, bro.
I don't have a manager.
No,
so.
I've never had a manager, so I don't know. But I just know that's what's going on, yeah? So that's why they're getting caught short on cameras, getting set up. You know what I mean? Getting some weird, link-ups are happening.
They're trying to do it like... Because you see that a lot in hip-hop, you know. What's his name? Is it Julian Victor? Do you know that guy? He's like Def Jam or something.
That's
it's
right.
He's like his social media is like almost on a level with like Pusha T or someone, you know, like.
True. Hold on. Nicki Minaj called it out as well. Nicki Minaj, that's why I rate her though. She just kept it real.
Calling out the managers.
She called out. Who she called out again? I can't remember who she called out, but she bun out P Diddy. She bun out. I think it was Jay-Z. Was it Jay-Z? She bun out. I'm sorry, it was him, but allegedly coming on one of the last sword part me coming out. I'm on it for them. You see me? But I'm sure it was. If I'm not mistaken, I'm sure it was Jay-Z. She called out.
What was she calling him out for though?
She's banning out everybody, man.
Yeah, but I bet it wasn't like that man could be called out for some serious things. You know.
You say you think Nicki's a weird one as well, Luke. Shit. Yeah, she called out Jay-Z, man. I knew I wasn't wrong. You should do. Thank you, Balanced Mindset. It was Jay-Z. So yeah.
Anyone at that level in that industry, like literally everybody. I don't think you can. And I don't just mean hip hop. I mean like pop. It's really pop music. It's not hip hop. You know what I mean? Like it's major label pop music. You know, like they stole hip hop in the early 90s. Turn it into something else. Maybe even earlier than that.
Them try to hop out the hip and mash up the hip with the hop. You see me? Yeah, man, cause them don't stop neither. Them try to mash up the hip with the hop. Or mash up the hop with the hip. But it can't work, you see me? So big up my real brothers them on the front line in America, over in the US, keeping that culture alive. The real rappers, the real ones that come from, you know, the original cloth, not the new ones that's just trying a thing because when we're trying a thing, we're making mistakes and we're not following the code. So I'm bigging up the elders that are keeping the culture alive and keeping real rap alive. Trust me, it's no joke. It's more than just rap. It's a lifestyle. It's a serious culture. It's worth a lot of money. It's not some joke, mediocre thing, you get me? So, yeah. Big up yourself, Chris. Beach Club, big up yourself, my bro. Man has enough respect on the check-in. They will get rid of him before he has a chance to chat. Yeah.
He's going to go and join Tupac on the island somewhere, yeah?
Kissed by the sun, big up yourself. Yeah, madness. It's crazy, though. The amount of revelations that is coming to light. Well, let me see.
I think he's I don't know. I think Diddy's a sideshow. I know he's significant.
He's not the only one though. That's what I'm saying. They're going to get rid of all these ones that think they're at the top. All the ones that think that they're at the top. That's walking with that Michael Jackson energy. That thinks, oh, you're going to own Sony. Oh, you're going to buy the Beatles. Oh, you're going to do that energy there. They're trying to rub that energy out. We've seen what you lot are trying to do. We're seeing how smart you think you are. Let me show you how we run things. That's what I think. That's the game that I think they're playing against. The man them, because really and truly, for the type of money that these man them have made, they should be totally independent. Their own money should be running their own show. Yeah. And I think when you've got your own money running, I've always said this, when you've got your own money running your show, they on the outside can't fuck that up. Only you can fuck that up.
Yeah.
When you start to merge with them, and you start to allow them to do so much and you don't do too much and you're not doing the 50-50, they overshadow you with all of what they're doing for you.
Well, you need to fit into their schedule. It's their machine, isn't it? You know, they're just turning the handle on it like that.
They start to own you, man.
And they got a little slot you can jump into.
They sell their souls to the devil and it all comes out in the end. Yeah, definitely. So they do.
So Kanye West was talking about this as well, wasn't he? He when he did the deal with Adidas, and they set up a new thing, and then he goes into this room and explaining how it's all structured, and then there's like I think it's Jared Kushner's brother. Jared Kushner, who's married to Ivana Trump.
Not too sure.
The younger one, the daughter.
Not too sure.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, you just got this guy here who's like, well, he now owns 10% of your company.
What?
It's like, okay, why? So it's just the way that we're going to structure it. And he's just bringing capital and distribution.
They take
bunch
control.
of other stuff, but like, you know, he's not your thing anymore.
They take control and the artists become puppets. And my sister's not wrong right there, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of that happens a lot of the time, you know.
It's like that Mike GLC thing we were watching earlier, where he was talking about his case with Talisa, and basically getting, all of a sudden he's gone from like 0 to 1,000 miles an hour in this, just caught up in this like legal battle between what did he say? The X Factor machine. That's what he called it, and whatever, and Rupert Murdoch and the Sun,
their legal team,
their legal teams, and he's got like 10 grand a day lawyers sat there, and it's just like it's outside of your control.
Nothing you can do.
You're just getting taken along for the ride at this point, you know.
That's right. Yeah. That was sad, to be fair. That whole scenario was not called for.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was involved with that at all. Like, obviously, I heard about the Free Talisa thing because that was on a banger T-shirt, wasn't it? Free Talisa.
People, them wicked, man. They always try to set up the good ones. Okay, if they know what that brother's done for the industry, bro. He's a good guy, man.
Who?
Mike Josie.
Okay, right, yeah.
He's good peoples, bro.
Yeah. So I thought you were talking about Diddy for a second there.
No, I'm talking about my brother, man. Mike Josie's good people, bro. That man has got good intentions.
Yeah, right. No, it comes across very well, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Always had it. Very talented. Sick at the drawing as well. I must say that still. He's work sick.
I just rate the work rate.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
first and foremost.
You're actually just making things happen out on your own 2 feet with your two bare hands. You know what I mean? Like, you have to respect that. You know, before all the sort of infrastructure was there.
That's right.
You know, because everything was built on top of that. Like, you know, people come along later on in the development of a thing, and it's all set up and everything's nice, and they don't realise that actually, no, this wasn't here.
They weren't the grinders.
Yeah, right.
They weren't out. Whenever you ever seen any form of distribution agent or of any sort out on the road doing the grind, selling anything, like physically selling some shit, they've never done that. No. But Mike Josie was the start of that. He was
most
the start
of music's
of that.
just email jobs.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Him and the street team done a lot back then. I swear they done loads, bro. I can't even lie.
Was he doing vinyl distribution as well?
From what I remember, it was only CDs.
CDs, more like the
CDs and maybe
thing.
DVDs as well, but maybe just CDs.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like when you break it down, like you break most things down, everything gets massively overcomplicated. And actually, it's really simple. Like you got to create something that people want, and you got to get it in their hands, and you got to transact with them. And it's not really. I mean, you know, that's definitely an oversimplification, but it's not that much. So you just got to be able to work out how to do that on an industrial scale. And you're in the game, you know. You don't need all these third parties and other people to come in, because like generally what happens is you'll get more up front, but then you lose ownership and you don't get the longevity, and also there's less satisfaction in it. I think. There you go. Because you haven't.
There's no.
There's a lot of shortcuts there.
There's no personal attachment left to the team when you let them take hold of everything.
And the best examples that I can think of like when I look at, I'm not as active in music as I used to be, but the people I admire, when I look at they got the whole thing locked down right. So the best is the dub sound systems.
That's
if you
right.
look at like Abashanti or Channel One or something like that, it's like they have built all of it Yeah, including the speaker stacks. They've probably spec'd it out. They're engineering it. Like literally, they're bringing it with them. They're installing it. You got the box boys. Like you got it's the whole setup, and they're pressing the music for the system and selling it and distributing it through the whole thing. So you got the whole thing.
When it comes to like Dubquake, OBF, Aeration Steppers,
exactly. Yeah,
Mongo's Hi-Fi. These are my people. When it comes to Mala, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Deep Medi. These are the people that teach.
Has he got a system though? Has Mala got a system?
Well, let me go back and say people like King Originals then.
Exactly.
King Originals.
Yes,
then,
so they did it. They done it. That was not a diss on Mala, by the way. You can't.
And big up Sir Spyro as well.
Yeah. Big up Footsie and Spyro. Like I went to the first one. Was that a year? Was that this year? No, it was last year. So nearly 2 years ago, I went to the first one they did down in Bow. That was sick.
Big things, bro.
Yeah, it was
big
proper.
Big things, bro.
Yeah, it sounded sick. And they make like 80% of the tunes is all made themselves.
It's all made, production, everything. So this is what I'm talking about when we're talking about self-sufficiency in the business, like, and learning the business. Yes, we've given a lot of our 50% to others because we don't know the business at the time, and we're learning and we're trying to get our craft right and sharpen the edges. But once the edges are sharpened, bro, you know what time it is. We ain't playing. We're not here to play games, bro. So we admire when we see our brothers making those steps that we look and say, "Rah, that's the step I need to be making." But I'm not even there yet. You know them way there. We're not even there yet. Big up yourself, Kerry, on a check-in. Mad. To them.
That's what I would like to do. I would like to get a sound system.
Yeah, Mike GLC's is 30. Big up yourself, Dean. You know the choppings. Talisa done him dirty. And look now. N-Dubs were able to make a comeback for what it's worth. For what it's worth. Miley's a great actor as well. It's called Great Stupidity, Greed and Stupidity, to let someone have full control of anything that's yours. Full stupidity, facts. Yeah, you're not wrong right there still. That is the God's honest truth. When it comes to allowing people to just have control over your things that you work hard for, I think that's just senseless stupidness. You get me? That's stupidness. That. You get me? Can't have that, bro. God. So, yeah, but big up my generals, them man. That's been putting in the work over the years, and yeah, I don't think they get the flowers for that, for their contribution. You get me? So we have to still be here to remind the people them. So don't play games. You know? We know what's going on. We're not stupid. We're not blind. We was there as well. You get it? Remind these people that they can't keep lying on the brothers them and going on like we never existed, because there's so many witnesses that still remember, and we're still here. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I hope everyone's still in good spirit, you know, because we're in great spirit today, my people. You know the choppings, and you know we got a great week ahead of us. And you don't know we're not itching in the kitchen. Rubin, talk your mind.
Where were you? Were you here in August? You know when all the riots happened?
Yeah.
And then there were those counter protests.
Most of it, I think I was away and back, and I was back and forth. Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth, but there was loads going on, bro. Yeah, there was loads going on.
Well, the Southport thing. You familiar with that?
What happened there?
Well, so they got basically. I've been talking about this on the news. I do a news show on a Monday, and I've been covering this case basically, like the what the media and the government are doing to play different parties off against each other.
Yeah,
and they're really cynical people, right? This is what you have to understand about the people who rule the nation at the moment, is that they will do anything to get power, to wield power.
That's right.
Yeah, to get the outcome that they want, you know, and they will trade in lives very casually.
Bro, when it was going on, I made a tune about the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Because I could see what was going on.
With the riots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was saying, like, what was it? I think it was even this tune, yeah. This tune here, just play it for 2 seconds.
The government's forcing the British people to take a side.
Yeah.
How can you sit there in the side when EDO wants to ride? Now you can see everybody's outside, everybody's siding with a side, and nobody knows what go on outside, but it's unity. I don't want to see no divide. Told some man them to open their eyes, it's a trick. Do your own research, then you will see if Killa P's chatting shit. You have to know how to use your brain quick. Caught in at this game, Killa P can't quit. Putting in the work, educating people through my music, and that's how the killer goes to work. So I ain't got time for no fool, no jerk. Just tell EDL it can't work. Me love music, but hate racism. We have to bring greatness back to Great Britain.
But yeah, we love music, we hate racism. We have to bring greatness back to Great Britain. Babylon just wants to decay risen, so them can dig beer grave and build beer prison. I can see destruction ahead, I don't peep. You get me? I can see it. But anyway, we put that in the music because we ain't on the battlefield with them doing the rioting and doing all of that, are we? We're not running up and down listening to when man saying, "Hey man, them come." We're not on all of that. We're trying to make sure that our people are aware of the tricks, bro. You see me?
Yeah.
So we're here trying to guide our people and make the people them know, say, yo, bro, don't follow that. It's foolishness, bro.
It is.
There's
nothing worse. There's nothing more pointless than burning up your own community in
especially where you live, innit?
Exactly. But they started off. Can you put that up on the screen? Can you put this on?
Yes, we can. Let's put on camera.
So this was in Southport. This was the 29th of July, I think it was, right at the end of July, where these 3 young girls got killed, and then there was 10 others.
Yeah.
Who got injured. And it was this 17-year-old kid, second generation Rwandan guy, who was living in Cardiff, and he'd been involved with the BBC and all sorts. Like, it was mad. When you look into his background, he'd had a lot of contact with the establishment.
That's right.
Let's put it like that. And then we don't really even still now know the motivation or anything like that. But he ends up in a, what do you call it, Taylor Swift dance class thing for kids. 200 miles away from where he lives, up in Southport, and then he's gone on this frenzy, and these young girls have been killed, and that was the trigger for the riots. Basically, like, a lot of things have been simmering for a long time.
My brother said even that story was sketchy.
Yeah, the whole thing's sketchy. Like, none of it makes any sense. And also, I was
Doctor Who guy.
I was yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was involved in some like Doctor Who things. Like, what's going on here? And I was talking to someone who's from Southport, and they were like, I know that area like the back of my hand. I grew up there. The bit where that building is really like hidden away. Like, you would have to have known very specifically to go to a very specific place. Like, it's not sort of a widely advertised out on the road or anything like that. It's like a community thing down a little side alley around the back of a.
And it's for children. It's for children on the age on them. It's not going to be.
So that happens, and then a load of people from the local community, but then also they've got people coming in from around the north and elsewhere to come in to have like a vigil the evening. And then basically some guy turned up in a balaclava with a knife to that thing, and then it just kicked off at that point. And then the kind of the Muslim angle came in, and it started to get around the crowd that the killer might have been of the Islamic faith, the Muslim faith, and it
came across that. It come to me that was even some AI generated rubbish.
Well, it turns out there was a guy in Pakistan who shared it. Honestly, it's the maddest story, right? And then so there's a guy in Pakistan shared that, and then that all went round, and then basically it all went really bad. Right, and then you've got a local mosque getting attacked, and then like if you flick up on the next one, and then you saw this stuff basically, all across the north and the northeast. So that I'm not exactly sure where that was, but there was rioting in Sunderland and
All over.
There was rioting in Southport, and it's all kicking. It was all kicking off, right? And immediately, like Starmer comes out and he's going, well, all of the establishment coming out saying they're just far right thugs, they're far right hooligans. And they go on the attack against this, and I can understand why, because like this is not acceptable behaviour, and I don't think it's, like I just said a minute ago, that there's no benefit to you or to anyone else of burning up your community.
There you go.
Because first of all, you just destroyed the place where you are, and then second of all, it gives the authorities a licence and validation to bring in greater restrictions, because they can go to the country and say, look, we need to deal with this. That therefore means we're going to have to bring in more censorship laws, and like they're driving towards, they want a digital ID system basically, and the more of this kind of thing that they can agitate, the quicker that kind of thing will happen, because people will just be too scared of each other ultimately, right? Like and they're terrorizing everybody, and the reason why some of these people kicked off, well actually first of all, some of these people, maybe not in that photograph, but there were certainly people on the ground who you'd think of as agent provocateurs. Like they're trying to make it kick off, so they will do things and encourage people, and like they'll be there deliberately trying to cause a scene.
Once it's set in motion, you're always gonna have a set of people that's there to be the driving force of that engine.
Yeah,
and that's always gonna be the problem. This is the problem that we have. Once that message goes out, they know the reaction of that message. Who sent that message out?
Well, yes, it's a question, isn't it?
Do you see what I'm saying? Like that's where we need to find the answer of that. We already know what the reaction of such information would be, and they already knew that. Again, like I said, it's not a surprise to them. They was already looking at damage control after the fact and what we're going to do after the fact. Do you understand?
Well, yeah, and it's possible they might have had the whole thing planned out.
It was already planned. It's not possible. It is that. Yes. This is not allegedly. We're talking your mind. We're not alleging nothing. This is the truth with this thing here. When it comes to them, everything is systematically set. It could not go down if they don't want it to go down.
Yeah.
How comes no shots can't fire when politicians are driving through the hood and they're like, there's two police motorbikes in front, there's 2 police cars behind it, 2 motorbikes behind that car, then you got the vehicle that the politician's driving in, then you got the same happening behind the car. Why don't shit go down then? Because they can control what's going on, bro. They want chaos. They want to create order out of chaos, my bro.
Yeah. Well, that's chaos. I mean, look at that picture, right? Like that's pretty chaotic. I mean, there's a bunch of anarchy symbols on the George Cross, right? Like that's
Nikki, Rasta Yard family, big up yourself. Claire, big up yourself on the check-in. William, big up yourself on the check-in. You know the choppings. People, please, what you hear a story, investigate it before you react.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, when you hear a story, investigate it before you react.
I do the 48-hour rule now.
Yeah.
I don't react to anything until it's had a 2 days to settle, and I can just look at it and go, nah.
No,
not sure about that.
Enough things that's going on don't make sense to us, but it makes sense to them. And with everything that's happening, there's a new law that's being formed and being passed.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. They're making sure that when this happens, it can't happen again. Whatever happens, it can't happen again. They're locking the doors behind what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But so these people here, like they then become the sort of public enemy number one in the press and what have you.
Yeah.
But what got forgotten immediately, and then a lot of it was completely glossed over, is first of all that the trigger to all of this was those girls getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And also in that area around Southport, actually like 50 miles up the road, you got Rochdale. Mm-hmm. And in Rochdale for about 30 years there were like grooming gangs operating who were from like Muslim community, like Muslim gangs grooming young women from the local area under the full knowledge of the local police and the politicians and like everyone in the locality basically kind of knew this was going on, and no one was allowed to report on it. And
when you say no one was allowed to report on it, what do you mean?
The local reporters, local newspapers wouldn't touch it. Like they'd just be, they'd be told that it wasn't a story that was going to get any kind of
coverage.
And then a lot of even when police were getting involved, like sentencing was ridiculous for like the crimes that were being committed. But I think that the kind of thing that really stood out was the fact that they just didn't the politicians and the establishment just didn't care that was going on, and they tolerated it, and in a way they encouraged it basically. And there's a lot of people up in that part of the UK who do feel very aggrieved by that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very important context to that photo that we've just been looking at, right? You can't just divorce those things from each other and just go, look, these people they're bad because they're doing this on the street. It's like, well, they're doing that on the street. I don't think they should be on the street doing what they're doing, but part of the reason that they are there is all of these things over here.
That's right.
That you've decided to completely ignore, and they did it in such a crude way. It was like there was no empathy at all, and we're just going to come out and we're going to start attacking you. And what that does, it further enrages the people who feel like they've been persecuted and abused, and a lot of them like demonstrably have been. And also what he's done to the rest of the country, and in particular to what they call, minority communities of colour, and like those sort of words that politicians use to talk about their constituents, and basically said these people are evil, and actually they're dangerous, and you should be scared of them. And
that's how they do it.
And then sort of even further weaponise the situation and basically terrorise the country. That's what they've been doing, and it actually meets the literal technical definition of terrorism. If you go and read the definition of terrorism on the government website, right, because we have legislation around this stuff.
That's right.
What they did then, and what they do really almost on a daily basis with a lot of their communications, it meets the definition of terrorism. And they use that terrorism to terrorise these people over here to the point where those people snap and react in a way that they can then portray as being unreasonable, and then come over here and go, oh, look at what these awful people over here are doing.
That's right.
You should be scared of them because they want to kill you, basically. And then it just constantly elevates this sort of anxiety and this tension in the country, and it's not just like disrespectful and cruel. It's also really, really, really dangerous.
They've been turning nations against nations, people against people from day one.
When we flip on each other, this happens all through history, right? But particularly in the last century, we've seen atrocity after atrocity committed by human populations against each other, against in some instances themselves, even, because these divisions can be created across all sorts of, even just like straight up political lines. It doesn't have to be racial. This is just the hand we're being dealt right now. But when things go wrong, they can go really, really, really wrong. And actually in Rwanda, where that young man, his parents were from, the guy that killed the 3 girls from Rwanda, in 1997, there was a genocide where they killed 1.5 million people in 10 days.
What?
150,000 people. No, actually, 150,000 people a day they were killing. Like this. And they were doing it by doing the types of things that happened because of politicians doing the types of things that they're doing right now in this country. Yeah. It's like I cannot say it clearer than that. Yeah, like they're playing with fire, right? And they know what they're doing because they want to set it off. Yeah, and people find that difficult to understand. Difficult to even give any kind of like credence to.
That's right. A lot of people saying real talk.
It's true, man. Like you got, and it's why it's important for people like me and Patrick to sit down and have conversations about stuff like this because
it's only right, bro. But watch this. Luke's saying there's never any follow up to what these rioters do. They riot and then never mention it all again, with zero follow through plans.
Well, yeah, that's certainly true. They're not that organised politically, and that's part of. Well, we'll see what happens next because this is an evolving situation. But that there are certainly political groups around this because I'm in touch with some of them, and I certainly monitor the situation pretty closely. But yeah, you're right. Like writing is kind of an expression of helplessness in a way. It's like you've reached a point where you
it's called pressure bust pipe.
There you go, right?
Pressure bust pipe,
yeah,
right?
Pressure bust pipe, right?
Joni says it's very insightful. They want us to create the divisions.
Yeah, and then we do their job for them.
That's right.
Because we're at odds with each other, and like we're suppressing each other, and they don't have to do it. But then basically the next day, can we put that back up again?
Do you know what though? It won't ever get that kind of attention, Dean. Because we're not here chatting foolishness and talking about people, bro. And most people just want that kind of energy in it. What you say? You want this back up?
Yeah, put that back up and put the next one on.
All right.
So and maybe one more actually. So then basically, so that kicked off. And then on the 7th, so I got sent this by a Jamaican guy who I was chatting to, and I heard that there was a protest going to be up in Walthamstow, basically. And it was like, against the far right.
Fully.
The far right. These are the awful far right. And basically, there was this message was being sent round. It was doing the round. Like, I got it from one guy, but then my girlfriends saw it in a few other different places, and yeah, so this was very widely distributed.
Yeah.
And basically, what it supposedly was a far right fascist group saying we're going to go to these locations and we're going to attack.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Immigrant people or immigration officers or
all of that.
Lawyers that we know work with illegal immigrants, like all of that kind of thing, basically. And it were all around the country. I think there was like 60 different locations, something like that were on this thing. And one of them was in Walthamstow, so I went up to go and see it.
Yeah.
And flick on a couple. Do us another couple of those. What's that? So this was the Walthamstow one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Paul Mason, who's a journalist. He's like BBC and Channel 4.
Okay.
Put another one on. Yeah. Who's also it was found out that he works with MI6.
Okay.
So he's like
one of them.
I don't know how to describe him, to be honest with you, because he's funny because he was on the BBC, he was the political editor on Channel 4 News, like a top journalist, like one of the top sort of left-wing journalists in the country. And then he's just getting involved with some pretty radical stuff. And then a couple of years ago, it came out that he was working with security services, basically. So he's like I guess like a spy almost. He's certainly an asset.
He's one of them ones.
Yeah, so he was out reporting on it, and I was like, hang on a minute, what's this guy doing? And why he's trying to spin it up into a very specific storyline, right? And he's gone hard. Everyone, so Starmer, all of the media, everyone has gone hard on this. Like, they're all Nazis, they're all far right, they're all fascists, they're all terrible people. We've got to come out against them. I mean, it's just this unified like block message. And it's not helpful. It's not what political leadership should be doing. You need to be building bridges, and they're not building bridges at all. And that's deliberate.
They're trying to burn bridges
Yeah.
with those that don't want to work with them.
Yeah.
Luke says something that's very important to mention still. Up here in Hull, it wasn't really a racist riot or racist rioting. It was just loads of kids doing it because everyone else was.
Right.
And there was a lot of that going on, to be fair, Luke.
Yes, Luke, up in Hull.
You're not wrong. Joni says it's because the government have realised we are all waking up, so they are desperate to keep us apart.
Yes.
Not wrong there, my sister.
100%, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely that. What's that? Rochdale has had a bad rep of child trafficking.
Yeah.
SA, etc.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Satanic abuse, yeah. Yeah, for real. Like, I mean, this is real bad stuff. And it links to what we were just talking about with Diddy and that. Because it's all part of the same...
It's not wrong, you're not wrong.
Well, look at what you know about what he's done, right?
It's about what we don't know.
Exactly.
You're not wrong there. It's definitely about what we don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of these institutions, they run on the back of this stuff. They run on the back of blackmail and compromised individuals who will just do what they're told because
vulnerable now, innit?
If it came out that you'd done this and this and this, and you wouldn't be operating with your fan base and your good reputation, just put it like that. Even with how far our society has fallen, and it's fallen a long way, you still won't be able to walk down the street.
I think from this point on, I think people are going to be more mindful as to who they want to take pictures with, especially when they're celebrities.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be more reluctant to take pictures with celebrities now more than ever because of what we see taking place in front of our eyes.
And yeah, don't buy what they're selling. Like a lot of, I saw it quite a bit in lockdown. Like there's certain people in music. I mean, I'm not going to name names or anything, right? But like there's certain people in music. It's like, hang on a minute, where have you been for 10 years?
Silent.
And now all of a sudden you're like out and you're like visible again, and you're everyone's best mate, and you got all these. It's like, you've been on an island somewhere, like doing your own thing for time.
All of a sudden,
you know what I mean?
Popped up.
It's like, oh look, you're here now, and you're here. Oh right, and you're helping the government with that, are you? Okay, right, okay, nice, yeah, safe, yeah.
Man has respect. Man has enough respect. Stay over there though. Stay over there with that. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, you stay over there. We'll just watch you. Yeah.
You little agent. You know what I mean? You little agent, you little spy. You know what you are.
Yeah. You can spot it a mile off. Honestly, in fact, it was around this. Right. There's some big DJs, man. Big DJs. People like people you followed for time. People I know personally, man. And I'm looking at them like, hang on a minute. The only way that I could possibly rationalise what you're saying is if you're working for the government, because you're saying every single last thing that they're saying. That's and right. You're locking off comments on Twitter so no one can say anything and stuff like that. It's like, if you're going to come out onto these controversial topics that require in-depth, patient debate and exploration,
that's right,
in order for us to get to
a place of overstanding
a sound
each other.
Overstanding. There we go. Helping me out there, Patrick. I like that. Yeah, and that's exactly right. A place of overstanding, so we actually get it. Then you can't be like locking off comments on your social media feed, because that's where at least part of the public debate happens.
That's right.
And if you're doing that, you're just censoring people, and you're a dictator basically. Like it's just broadcast. This is what's true. This is what's true. And you've got people who've got big platforms. They're just pushing this stuff out. It's like, nah, I'm out. Yeah.
Well, look at Idris.
Even more disappointed now than I was. I was disappointed, and then and now after all of the 2020 lockdown thing, and now it's like, boy.
There's a lot of people that disappointed me within the lockdown when they were trying to convince everyone to take the vaccine. There's a young lady online, I don't even remember the young lady's name. She's fighting for her life right now for taking free shots of the vaccine, bro. And it's done something to her skin. Her head is
Some of the injuries are appalling.
It's bro, and
like literally, you can't.
It's taking for the families to go on social media and bring awareness to us, bro. Why is these same media outlets that's supposed to be for the like? Come on, we're paying for TV license, bro.
Yeah,
we are paying for this service. We would like to know when there's things going on that concern us, that matter to us, the people. Thank you. You know, like that.
Yeah. Well, that's not what the BBC's for, you know. And some of those people hitting the... I mean, it's really bad because a lot of those people hitting the health system, the health system's looking at them going, we actually don't know what to do. It's so odd, and like some of the injuries are just completely unprecedented, you know, and these people are just... Yeah, that's dark. That's dark. And again, you know, it's one of the reasons why they want to ratchet up the aggro. Because then they can go, we've got to deal with this tool. Oh, no, it's all chaos. We've got to deal with the chaos. Don't talk about that. That was 5 years ago now. Mm-hmm. You know, look at Grenfell.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Grenfell. They come out with this report. It's like, okay, well, what? We got to read like 400 pages or whatever it is. Like, it's probably more than that. I looked at the exec summary and I was just like, no, there's no justice in here. And it's taken how long? And that's what they do with these inquiries, right? It's like, it's very serious, very serious. We're going to have to set up a thing, and then, you know, millions of pounds later, and a few years, and it's just next one.
I've noticed that loads of people have died of sepsis or contracted it. They was basically experimenting on us, experimenting on people, no research whatsoever. Big up yourself, Kerry, and big up yourself, Joan. You're not lying. If you're part of the agenda, you're an agent. You're not wrong there. Yeah. Great lives again, though, lads. Mind opening. Big up yourself, Luke, my brother for life. You don't know the thing already.
Yes.
Big up everyone over on the YouTube. You know the thing. It's always love. Share the link, man. Don't forget to subscribe. Press the notification bell. You know what I mean. And don't
tell your friends.
Don't forget to reason with us in the comment section. You know the chop-ins already. You don't know the chop. That's crazy though, man. Crazy stuff. We say you got more.
Yeah. So keep going. So basically, he's MI6. He's banging on about it being a working class. It's an organic working class uprising against the fascists. It's like there's no working class people living in Walthamstow these days. Yeah, like it's all gentrified. It's been like that for a long time. And if you look at the photo that he shared, you can see these are all like coffee shop people, laptop design, creative type people. Like they're not. I'm not saying that they're all super wealthy or anything like that, but it's not what he's presenting it as, basically. Yeah. And then move up. Could you move it on one again? So that's the protest. That was my photo. I went up there and took that. And do another flick, as you can see. So it's about 10,000 people on the street, man. It was ram. It was absolutely ram. And that was just in Walthamstow. And these were all around the country. And they were supposedly all around the country in this organic uprising against the far right and around this list that had been shared. But then the thing is, there isn't any kind of large scale organised far right network in the UK. It just doesn't exist. And particularly not around the EDL, because which was the term getting used a lot, right? EDL, the EDL around the country, this, that, whatever. Tommy Robinson's going to jump out and mug your grandma kind of thing. It's like, no, they don't. The EDL doesn't exist anymore. Like he's been gone for nearly 10 years.
They've been kind of scapegoating him still. I see what
they do, but
I see what's going on with the whole thing. It's mental.
But Tommy Robinson's he's not helping the situation either.
He's not helping the situation, but still, if you can see between the lines of what's going on and you can read the whole board game, bro, you can see what's going on, bro. It's not rocket science. It still lies and knocks on the same doors of those same politicians that are pulling them strings, bro. Yeah. They know what they're doing, because when they start to use the certain language, they know who they're trying to reach out to. When they send that message across, what do you think it does? When those people react, it's going to set off another set of people to start reacting. Then the whole of us starts reacting like exactly what we've seen, bro.
Yeah.
they have the power to make these things happen. And
well, it feels to me, having watched that up close, because I was at that protest and I watched how the media was behaving and how like Paul Mason, him on the ground, and like what he was saying, and I was like, this is all made up. Like this is
staged.
It's staged. This is not organic. This is a total fabrication. And then basically, like when we looked into it, it's organised, a lot of it, by this group called Stand Up to Racism. And you go on their website and it's all very cagey about who they are, and it's all run on Gmail addresses. Like there's no official email to get in touch with it, and it's just a volunteer organisation. But then when you go onto the Wayback Machine and you look into who's actually behind it, then it's senior people in the Labour Party. So it's like they present it as this, it's an organic uprising of the working classes in response to the fascists.
For real?
It's like, no, you've invented the fascists, because they don't really exist in any organised way at all. And I know that because I make it my business to know that. I keep an eye on that.
I make it my business to know that.
Yeah, I pay very close attention to that. And I sit in there, I sit in those groups and I listen to what they're talking about, and like, yeah, of course, I keep an eye on it, because I don't want any kind of violent aggression taking place. So I sit up close to it and watch. So they constructed that as all like a media narrative, and then the response to it is also constructed as well. Everything. And it's not some activists, it's people in the top level of the Labour Party, like Diane Abbott. And other top Labour politicians.
It's all orchestrated.
Right.
Bro. Listen, anyone in politics has to play a part. If you're not going to play that part, then remove you and put someone else in place to play that same very part that you choose not to play. So my friend, I say that to say this. I don't expect anyone in politics to ring the alarm and alert the people who they're supposed to be serving, my brother, as to what's going on. You know what I mean? Warn us as to what is taking place or what is ahead of us. They're not there for that part, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That there.
So these front pages, that's just a coordinated campaign. That I just flicked through a few little slides there to get to this one, but like that's been constructed. But then I see some people getting really excited about this because the country's come together and they're standing up to racism and we're rejecting racism. It's like, no, this is not what's happened. There's a fake enemy in the north that is basically just poor people, right? Like a lot of it, they're just poor people who've been shat on by the system for years, like and they're constantly being told by people in London, like SW1, Westminster and the media classes, that maybe not in so many words, but certainly through their actions, that they don't care about them. They don't care about them. They're not important. And actually, it's much more useful if they can be brutalised and disrespected and turned into a some kind of phantom bogeyman, so that they can get their little street game going down in the major cities and get everyone at odds with each other. It's like, no, this is all crap. This is all completely fabricated.
See where this country goes wrong by trying to help the world without helping its own people that is on the ground here needs the help first before we can help anybody else. And it's never been that way in this country. This country's always helped the world first. It's got money for world aid. It's got money for other countries when it's going through their own stuff.
Yeah.
But they've never got money for the poverty that lies within this own country and its own people in this place. And I've always seen that as a big problem. And they knew by doing this, it would create all other division again.
Yeah,
more division for us,
international development.
And this is what a lot of people don't want to speak about. And this is why we have to talk our mind, bro.
Yeah, well, that's a really interesting area you're talking about, right? Because, David Lammy from Tottenham, well, I don't think he's ever done anything for the people of Tottenham. Like he was talking last week and saying we're all about international development and sending. Is it 11? I think it's 11 billion pounds a year they send to. They call it international development, but it's just like corruption in other countries, basically.
Sorry, yeah.
And then if you go, if you look at a lot of the migration coming here from Africa in particular, but also Afghanistan and other places in East Asia, the reason those people are coming from those countries, the reason why those countries have been destabilised is because the Foreign Office and the British military and all of the US, counterparts have been messing around in those countries, working with corrupt politicians, people on the ground there to create chaos so that they leave those countries and come to the West in order to destabilise our nations. Because you can't just have, as we talked about before, you can't just have like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people coming into the country in an uncontrolled way. They because you don't know who they are. So where are you from? And like culturally, you can't.
They know who they are. You see, because they've signed a deal.
Some of them do. I think some of them are very anonymous, but they will definitely, there will be.
I will never forget that young lady's voice note up somewhere like in Bristol, where she said she has the Airbnb. She has and she received the they were supposed to be they're supposed to be like families that was coming over.
Yeah.
But instead she received only males.
Yeah.
And these males were, let me put the camera on. These males were from the age of like 19 to like 32 or something between that region.
Yeah.
Then they call her and made her know that she needs to get rid of all her staff. They're going to replace her staff with their staff. That was a part of the deal because they gave her such a lump sum of money. She couldn't now tell them anything. They're now in control of what's going on under this roof. So she said, okay, there's nothing she can do. She got to have to let them do that. Next thing you know, she gets a phone call saying that they've got a delivery coming there. Can she make sure she's there for the delivery? Cool. A truck pulls up, bro. Some army truck offloading boxes of stuff.
Yeah.
She goes to work, tells her colleague. The colleague says, "You're mad. I would not have stuff like that in my place, and I don't know what's in the box." She's gone home, looked in the box, AK-47s, beer machines in the box, bro.
Yeah.
Beer machines. She got keys. She got a list with all the names. The names match all those people that she's got housing in that Airbnb, bro.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna tell me that our government are not planning shit against us?
Yeah, of course they are.
Okay, so our government
Constantly.
really knows exactly what's going on and when it's gonna go on. Right, let's not forget from lockdown, remember say Westfield them, Westfield's them still got like thousands of body bags in flipping Westfields, Why are they there, bro?
Oh, have they?
Oh,
that
bro.
surprised me.
Why are they there, bro? What is about to take place that we, the people, that are not aware of, brother? Because if we're sitting there waiting for the politicians to warn us about it, bro, we're going to be dead like dogs.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. But there's certainly a lot of people in the country seeking to destabilise the situation. I'm trying to find this thing that my friend sent me, one of my colleagues, but I can't find it right now. But they basically, if you look at, just go and read, and no one does this ever. No one ever does this because you shouldn't have to really, but like you got to maintain vigilance with these people.
That's right.
You can actually go and read like the published doctrines from the British military.
Yeah.
And they've updated their I can't remember exactly how they describe it. It's basically like their terms of engagement or how they understand the conflicts that they're in. And they've basically changed their definition of like enemy territory or like a dangerous combative environment to everywhere inside the country and encompassing all citizens of the country. And that's never happened before. It's never been like that before. It's always been that the enemy combatants are they're non-citizens, you know, so we don't fight our own citizens, and it's on foreign soil basically. And that's where the army is supposed to operate, and they've changed it now to. I think even in the language they talk about your enemy might be even within your own barracks, kind of thing, right? So like the wording of it is has completely shifted, and that basically tells you a lot about the way that the establishment powers view us. We are viewed as an enemy force, basically.
That's right.
Or we have the potential to be, which therefore, by their logic, means that we need to be treated as such. You know, there's this sort of assumption that you're a threat to their authority, I guess. You know.
You're not
Which
wrong.
is a compliment in a way, because it's good to be a threat to their authority.
That's right. But hold on. I think the lockdown was a test to see how they could control the masses.
Yeah.
And scaremongering
Yep.
to prepare us for the future events to so-called stay towing the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
They definitely learnt a lot, yeah. They learnt a lot.
They gathered a lot of data on that. A hell of a lot of data on us.
They got a lot of data on it. They already had quite a bit. But the thing that they really
body
accelerated was that digitisation, and they all want, not all, some of them want the digital identity system, and pushing everyone into like the NHS app and using Zoom to do your classes, you know, when you doing your lessons at school and all these things. It's just embedding that kind of behaviour, that expectation within as many people as possible that everything's going to be delivered to you via a phone or a laptop. You know, and then on the back of that, they can build their whole data infrastructure.
Massive.
Like you were just saying, whoever put that comment in there, right? Like, they literally hold everything about you, like. You
Right,
don't
yes,
even know. Yeah, it's crazy.
That creates fear, innit? Big up yourself, William. Media manufactured. You're not wrong. This is a game, and we being played and portrayed in the worst way. Westfield, what?
Yeah.
I want my machines. Then we can, yeah. We can fight fire with fire if it come down to it. I don't blame you, bro. You know the choppings, body bags, bro. These people know that something's about to happen. And remember, they're dealing with population control. They want to get rid of as much of us as possible so that they can enforce what it is that they want to enforce, my bro. So we, as people, shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be living and keeping our eyes open for what we can't see, bro. But instead, we're distracting ourselves with fighting each other and arguing with each other and trying to pull down each other when we're supposed to keep our eye on the ball, bro. We're not doing that. So this is where it becomes detrimental to us.
Yeah.
And they have the upper hand on us, knowing exactly what we're doing. Plus, they've got their little friend called the algorithm, that an AI that knows how to predict your movements and your next move. And based on all of your movements in the past 12 days or the last 28 days, we can predict that this person's going to do this on Tuesday. They would have been doing it way before.
They'll have. I mean, depending on how privacy like savvy you are, like they'll have years and years and years of data, like search history, location,
everything.
Literally, like down to the level where you can type in something into the phone and then decide not to post it. Like they'll still know that what you thought you might say but didn't.
That's right.
Right. And then actually the one I find the worst, if you look at like the new Facebook, well, it's not so new now, but like when they were really pushing the
good question,
the virtual reality, the masks and stuff, they've got sensors so that they can see how your eyelid flutters when you're stressed, and what your breathing does under certain situations, right? Like,
Heat,
they design that into the technology. Like, it's not there. It's not an accident. It's like, no, they want to track that about you.
They need to know.
Why would you want to know that about someone? That's so twisted. And when they have that knowledge, what advantage does that give them? Like, why have they invested in that?
You're not wrong there. I got a few comments I want to quickly run out quickly though. Not forgetting digital currency. You're not wrong, Kerry Ann. To be honest, I'm glad I'm the generation and age I am, as I wouldn't really want to see how the country and world ends up in years to come. Luke, you're not wrong there. So still, where is our revolutionist? Where is our revolutionist? The advocates of the people. You're not wrong there, Kerry Ann. That is strong. That's a very strong question, because everybody that I've seen going on like they're advocating for the people is only advocating for some funding from the government. The same demons them that are putting certain things in place, and we're still running back to them with our hands out, talking about we want to help the community.
You got it.
We want to help the community. Let me help the community. Oh, let me put the camera on. I want to help the community. I want to help the community. I've got stuff. I want to do stuff for my peoples. But peoples, listen, yeah. Man's gonna need a little funding, yeah. So I don't want to go fund me, yeah, because that's long. I don't want people to look down on man and them thing there, yeah. And I don't want to do Cash App, yeah, because that's some joke thing, yeah. I don't want to do PayPal, yeah, because you know the government's there already, you see me? So,
go to the council.
Go to the government themselves, innit? And let's tell them a little sad story and give them a little business plan, and let's see what little paper we can get from them. But where's the people? The people that are willing to do the work with no pay.
Or make it work without the government support, right? Because that's the thing.
We don't need the government support.
Which is the thing, you don't need it.
The minute you get the government support, you cannot do whatever template you're trying to bring to the masses. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You can no longer do half, if not three quarters of what you just informed us of, because now you've given the government the power again, because they've given you your money that you needed to pull this off the ground.
And you can't criticise them.
You can't.
You can't say anything about them, right? And this is the problem with the state-backed stuff. And you see this all over the place. This is one of the biggest things that's been happening. They talk about community interest companies.
That's right.
And it's like social enterprise and this and that. It's like, okay, well, you've got a thing that you do that you can't run it as a commercial operation because you can't get enough people to pay you for it.
That's true.
So you've gone to the state, and you're now owned by the state. And that might be a bit of a harsh way of saying it, but that is basically it, you know. Like and that is actually, interestingly, part of the definition of a fascist system.
True.
Literally. So the fascist system could also be called corporatism, because it's a merger of the corporations and the state.
That is right.
And that's what that is. So you go, I've got a little community enterprise thing, and I need someone to give me 30 grand, 40 grand, and I get my thing running. But then you need to keep going back for grants. Then you're owned by the government. Like,
bro,
everything you have comes from them.
Anything to do with my community, they can take it away. Anything to do with my community stuff, I've always been willing to put my own bread on the table to make it work, bro. Because I know if we've got an idea, we've got to make it work. We've got to put our own bread on the table first, then come up with a module of how it's going to work, then present it to the people. And then if the people see and respect what is going on and see that there is results from what's going on, then we would kindly ask our community to support us. And then if the community sees what's going on and it looks good to them, they will naturally flock to it, gravitate to it, be a part of it. You see what I'm saying? But starting something with no foundation, but your foundation is that you want to go to the government and it doesn't start like that. It doesn't work like that. And that's my problem. No freedom of speech. You become a puppet.
Well, exactly, yeah. Yeah. People don't understand, like, quite how important freedom of speech is. It's amazing at the minute. Like, you're hearing it coming from the US, coming from Kamala Harris. Even Trump, actually. Trump's been talking about censorship recently, remarkably, for people who think he's like a conservative. But if you control what people can say, then you control what they think.
There you go.
And that's the first step in slavery. If someone can control what you think, then you've lost all freedom at that point.
How do they control what you think, bro?
Well, they control the words that you can use. What's politically correct, for example, right? Like, so you can't say this, you can't say that. You can't talk about this in that way anymore. There's that's a big part of it. And then also there's the kind of narratives that you get that's shoveled on us constantly. Right. Like, this is what the world's like. This is what the world's like. This is what the world's like. If you don't think this, then that makes you a bad person or a dangerous person or a fascist or a this or a that. It's outside of the bounds of acceptable behaviour.
This is that drop out of the sky syndrome, bro.
Yeah.
You see, they forgot that we was here 30 years ago. You know? we was here 35 years ago kicking it. We was okay.
Yeah.
And we knew what was going on.
Well, they got the youngers though. This is the thing. They got the younger generation, and it's mad because like there's a lot of these. There's a lot of the division, the racial division in particular, that popped up. But coming up for about 10 years ago now. It was like the mid sort of 20-teens, like 2015, 16, that whole period. I remember it started to like elevate. You could hear it a lot more coming through. And I remember thinking, like, there's definitely racism in this country. Of course there is. Like, no one's denying that at all. But there's also a lot of really good stuff.
That's right.
Like, really good. You know, and to just come in and just be like, no, it's never been like this. It's always been like that. It's like, well, that doesn't not tie up with my experience of it at all.
It's been listen. You know, back in the 80s was rough. Still, early 90s was rough. I can't lie. But you see, like the late 90s. Mid-90s, late 90s, going into the 2000s, beautiful.
Right.
It was beautiful, bro. It was, if I could go back to that, I'm telling you, from 94...
It was a good time, wasn't it?
94, go right back up, bro, to 2000. And 2000 was the change. 2004 was the change.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep me in that
It was Blair. Bracket. It was Tony Blair, I reckon, at least in part, right? Because he came in 97, there's a little bit of lag time, and then it's like, hang on a minute. Something's changed here. You can't quite exactly put your finger on it, but
we were living. But
even like do you remember that whole Asbo era as well, innit? Because then they're terrorising the old with the youngs, like the hoodies, these awful hoodies. They're gonna come and they're gonna do this and do that. It's like these are just like poor young kids.
Scaremongering the elders.
Like exactly.
Not understanding that that's their grandchildren that's just riding
basically,
about
on
their bicycles, with their friends that live in the area.
Yeah, who just happen to wear like hooded tops, and sometimes from time to time they will get into some antics, and that will just be how it is.
Who never?
Exactly. Who never did that?
You know what I mean, we've all been a part. We've all played a part in that department there. Still. Yeah. So we can't go on like so we wasn't young. What kind of things that? You get me? 2007 was the last smile on my face. 2007.
Oh, that's sad to hear.
No, 2007, 2008 was the worst for me as well. Like 2007. I'm sure it was 2008 was the smoking ban, right? Sure it was 2008.
Probably around that time, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 2008.
Oh, maybe 9.
I remember being in Fridge Bar doing a night called Persona. No, it wasn't. I remember the night before, it was a Saturday night. I was in there and I was smoking, burning my ganja normal, and everyone's just enjoying their night. And I remember Sunday, we went back to the same spot and the security was on some smoke. Don't smoke in there. Yeah, go outside. Da-da-da. Yeah, smoking ban. Da-da-da. What? We don't know about no smoking ban. We don't even care about all of that. But that was the turning point for us. It was like, raw, hold on, smoking ban. I can't even smoke in a club again. This was the sport man's whole night, bro. Enough raves man stop go. Just because man can't smoke in a race no more. It's crazy.
They did, yeah. And that's why they did it. Because it was like, because they don't want you to have anything good.
That's right.
Anything good, they'll just come and be like, oh, hang on a minute, we've got rules and regulations, health and safety.
Stopping the funding for our children is one thing, but taking away the heat, the extra heat payment for the elders.
You're talking about what Labour just done now, yeah.
I think that is absolutely wicked.
It is, yes.
Because they know
that's exactly the word.
Our elders depend on the little bit that they can get, because most of them are retired people that can't go out and work. They have to survive on what they've got. Yeah. So it's sad when we hear some of these things and know that this is going on. And why are we not out there like making noises for our grandparents and our parents? Right. Like why is it we're only willing to riot for something crazy. But when there's still real things to stand up for, we're not willing to stand up and say, yo.
There's a lot of people who've been talking out about that.
Yeah.
But again, there's a few things around that. One of them is that I think they literally are trying to just kill off old people, right? And actually, they'll talk about a lot of their policies. We did a thing on UK Column a couple of weeks ago. One of the other presenters on the channel that I work with, there's actual statements from a government minister in the health department of this current administration in the past couple of weeks, basically talking about the fact that they're going to start really pushing the idea that you should commit suicide, and that's like a
what?
Like they're really pushing this assisted dying thing, man. Like they really are. It's like if you're getting towards the end of your life and you feel like you're being a burden, then we're just going to recommend that we're going to make it easy for you to kill yourself. It's like, hang on a minute,
these people have lost it.
Yeah, it's psychotic, man. Like it's literally, So then part of taking away the winter heat allowance is because they don't care and probably want more people to die. And then part of it is it's another one of these sort of ridiculous, enraging things that you look at and you go, hang on a minute, that cost you, I think it was like 1.8 billion a year. So you just block that off, and then a week later, or less than a week later, you've gone, we're going to definitely be giving 11 billion pounds a year in international aid and sending it to other countries. So hang on a minute. You got money for that, but you ain't got money for that.
Absolutely crazy.
Like what you just literally rubbing it in people's face that you detest them.
Yeah, the suicide
and
pod.
You do not care about them.
Hold on, Luke. What do you?
But you've still got to pay us the taxes as well.
Luke just said, Ben, do you know about the suicide pod?
I think I might have seen this actually. Yeah. If you can describe it a bit more.
Shed some more light on that one.
Yeah,
but
there was. I did see something.
But Luke says
a couple of days ago about that.
Most worked all their lives with no issues, and as soon as they retire, they start to struggle. It's sad, to be honest. I was reading something about some hospitals having a protocol to basically kill off people. I shall find it and send it to you, Pete. Oh my days. Thank you, carry on. That's crazy. See, this is, and we feel like we ain't got a job to do. We are the voices of our elders, though. You better know that part. Don't fall asleep on that one. We are absolutely the voices of our elders. And if we don't speak out for them and we don't stand up for them, we're going to allow the people them to kill off our people. Yeah, more of our people.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Like, even in, it's dark to get into it, but like, there was a guy that I know, sound engineer. His mum went in the COVID time, and she died. She'd been in hospital for like a week, she was only like 64 or something like that, and she was like, and he couldn't believe it because she'd been she'd been fine. And then it's like, she had multiple organ failure, and they said it was because of this and that. And I was sort of sitting there going, bro, do you know what? They might have just done her in, They might have just euthanized your mother. Because they literally talk about it. Like, if you're not economically useful, then why do you exist? Why do you exist? And actually, the people running the country right now, they all come, like, so Starmer, Blair, who's pulling Starmer's strings, Angela Rayner, Yvette Cooper, like loads of these senior Labour politicians, they're all part of something called the Fabian Society, which was set up in 1884, and it's all about bringing in a one world government. That is literally what they exist to do. They want a global socialist single super state. And some of the people involved in that, right at the start of it, are they're eugenicists, and they believe in population control, and they talk about it very openly, and you can see how that's fed into current Labour policy and stuff that they're doing on a daily basis, and these people are running the country, and we're all paying their wages. Right. So this is nuts.
We say
this is proper nuts.
Kalisha get a little feature. Kalisha's sleeping, man. She just a little corner in the corner.
Yeah, she's all right.
Bless her. Nah, you're not wrong though, man. What was I saying? I don't know much about it, but I keep seeing posts on social media about the pod. I'll look into it more.
I definitely heard about it earlier. I've probably got it saved somewhere to go and look at it later.
That's crazy.
I've got so many bookmarks.
Treason. Yeah, madness though. It's not even a joke. Have your grandparents frozen in their house. They're trying to have your grandparents frozen in the house. It's not even a joke. We need to actually make sure that we look out for our elders, bruv, because the system don't care about them peeps.
But one of the ways that they got power, the people that are in now, the Tories were just the same, really.
Yeah.
But Starmer, there's something about him in this current lot that they're very humorless. Like there's something about them that I find they're very cold. I find it quite unsettling.
They don't care.
And one of the ways that they managed to get into power, and one of the things that they still do now on a daily basis in order to use power, project power, is all this racial political stuff, intersectional Marxism. Basically, it's communist. It's evolved beyond classic communism because it's 2024, not 1936.
But it's just
it's broadly the same thing.
It's a classic tactic. It's a classic tactic of theirs because they're sophisticated with their tactics, bro.
And very sophisticated.
You know what I mean? And it's a specific move that they're making for a specific reason. There's something else in place that's about to come and fall right into that jigsaw puzzle. And we're only going to see it once it hits. But we're not trying to see what the hell it is.
Nah.
We're sitting back waiting like everything's jolly okay, watching everybody else around the world going through their own atrocities and not understanding that we've got shit about to hit us too.
Yeah, we've been quite well insulated. I mean, we've had a bit of it here, but and actually the propaganda stuff has been hardcore because like the BBC. I mean, that's one of the biggest propaganda, probably the biggest propaganda operation
in
history.
Dean, is it you that's actually deleting your messages? I don't know what's going on there. That looks mad still. Bag a message delete over them. I don't know what go on still. Yeah, I was checking just to making sure so my channel's not being played around with. You get me, my bro? So if it's you, let me know, my bro, God. Manners and respect. But yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. I can't even lie. Crazy. Absolute crazy.
But the most important thing I think people can do is opt out of the propaganda like circus and these constant attempts to like agitate and divide and demonize people and turn us against each other. We've got to opt out of that. You know, and they're going to do more and more worse and worse things, you know. So, like, I'm not saying for sure 100% at all that, like, that murder that took place in Southport was coordinated, and I'm not saying that, right? But if it was, then that wouldn't be surprising to me.
Sure.
Because people did, like, this is what you're dealing with, and you know, they really want to create chaos, like we've been talking about, you know, and they'll ratchet it up as much as they can in order to get that outcome, you know.
It's true.
And we got to ignore it, and that's going to require a lot of turning of the other cheek. I think that's probably going to happen, you know.
I'll be honest with you, bro. You see, we're smart people, and we know what we're trying to achieve. Of course, there's going to always be obstacles, and the journey is always going to be rough, bro. But as long as we know what we're trying to achieve and we know what the end goal is, then we're supposed to just formulate, bro. Sit there, fall in line, bro. Is what it is. We need to do that for the youth, them that is not even born yet. You see what I'm saying, bro? Or are we just here living for ourselves? And is that the question that we have to sit down and actually ask ourselves? Are we just living for ourselves, though?
There's a lot of people,
or do we actually have our children in mind? Do we actually have our grandchildren in mind?
7 generations.
There you go.
That's what you got to think on. Do you know who's very good at long-term thinking? The Jews are very good at long-term thinking, and the Chinese.
But they've been this
They
way.
do 500-year timelines.
Bro. They've been this way. They've had no disruptions like that. Like with regards to not understanding who they are, not knowing who they are. They know who they are. They know what their purpose is, bro.
They certainly have a very strong
never had to
tradition,
stray.
yeah.
They've never been diverted from what it is that their thing is, bro. So I'm saying a lot of other people's been diverted and there's been a lot of distractions. There's been a lot
I would
of
disagree with that a
setbacks.
little bit. I think they have been diverted, but not in the same way.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then
they've
what-
not had
what-
their history erased
So
in
then it's not
the
gonna have
way
to-
like I
different
guess,
impact.
Yeah, exactly.
different
yeah.
impacts because it's obviously different, so it's gonna have different impact.
Yeah, man, real big
But
difference.
still, it's
yeah.
still affecting. Is my point? It's still affecting everyone in different ways, bro.
Yeah.
Still affecting everyone in different ways, and it's still gonna make people play up, bro.
But those are good rules to live by, like real long term planning.
Yeah, but but some of us have to learn that now. Do you see what I'm saying, bro? We never had that, so we have to learn that now, and it's for us to acknowledge that that's a part that we're gonna have to acknowledge. That is a urgency for us to learn that. If we want that to serve any purpose in the future, we need to start now.
I think that there have been a lot of great black leaders, even in like the past 100 years. I was talking to my friend earlier, and he was talking about Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie, and they were serious organisers, serious leaders of people.
True.
So it's not been completely forgotten in living memory even, but it's obscured, I think, and deliberately obscured by a lot of the forces that we've been talking about this evening, to be honest with you, you know.
True.
Like, if you look up cultural leaders like Diddy and Jay-Z, and you think, well, why are they put up there? And what is their message?
Who put them up there?
Well, yeah.
Who put them up there? Who's
put
taking
them
them
up
down
there?
from up there?
Who put them up there? Who can take them down from up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
This is what I'm
contrast
saying,
them
Divine.
with who the actual real.
One second, my bro. Divine, that's what I was saying, because I could see how many messages that I was seeing on YouTube being deleted. That's why I asked Dean, was it him that was deleting them? And he's not telling me if it's him or not. So I'm not sure what going. But I saw one of your messages deleted as well, Divine. So I'm not sure if it was you that deleted that message. If there's a God that gives a damn about us, they cannot be victorious. No way. Listen, we are the gods, you know. Don't think there's no God in the sky gonna save us. We are the saviors of us and what we're trying to exist for. So if it's God, man, I have to just know, so we are the gods and the goddesses, am I right? We have to just do what's right. Yes, we got the devils in us as well, we got the demons as well, but you have to just know who you are, which one outweighs what, you get me? Some are just driven by the demons, the devils and the Baphomets, and some are driven by godly forces. So if you know you're a godly force and that's what you're dealing with, then you know you're a god. I hate that. We don't have to look for nowhere, because me fly up in the sky and me can't see no God up
I would
there.
never venture that far.
No, bro. I've flying in commercial airlines at different heights, bro, and I can't see no God up there, bro. I know God exists in us. Yeah, there's days that I do great things, good things, and it uplifts people, make people smile, and I know that's a godly move. And there's times when people draw me out and it makes me feel horrible, and I say some horrible things to people and it makes them feel horrible, and I know that's some demonic shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's not, I just know the two sides
But
of the
we're
coin.
imperfect. This is the most important thing to understand.
none
And that's
of us are
fine,
perfect, bro.
because we are forgiven for our imperfection.
We never said anything about perfect, but what we did speak about and what we are always speaking on is those that know better do better. That's all. No one said we don't make mistakes along the way. No one don't say that we're perfect. None of us can't ever be perfect. We're born to sin, bro. Even just living by the system's rules is sinning, bro.
For
if you're gonna
real,
follow,
yeah,
if you're gonna follow
literally.
certain scriptures and the 10 commandments, and you know there's 100 commandments, 9 in the pallet them broke. See, so there's only one left. And that's the 10 commandment, because there was 10 commandments on 10 pallets, bro. There was 100 commandments, bro. We don't know what we're breaking out here. For those that know, that know. If you don't know, you don't know. Just do the research. It's out there, innit? Yeah, so.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're breaking. We don't know what we're sinning. We don't know what we're... You understand? We only know what we've been told. We've only know what we've read. You see me? We've only known what we've been exposed to. But I'm talking about the stuff that we haven't been exposed to. The things that we haven't seen. The things that did exist. We can't speak on stuff we don't know. We can only speak on what we've seen and what's being presented to us. What's being presented to us, we have no guarantee or any. We can't authenticate the information. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything's been told to us, even down to our date of birth, when we was born. All of that is something that's been told to us. We didn't know it.
You definitely have to scrutinise everything that's put in front of you.
That's my angle.
But the best rule I can think of really is that old ideas are the best ideas because they've been around for a long time and they've been preserved. And we're very quick to throw things away that are just like, that's old fashioned. It's like, but it did right for thousands of years,
and it did work.
And if you think that you can give that up, then what you're saying is you think you're more intelligent and better than all of your ancestors, really, you know. And we've got to get back to some stability.
These are killing me in the comments. You know? Hey, Dean, you're funny. Big up Dean, you know. Hey, big up Divine. Balanced Mind said, yeah, nah. All right, cool. Divine said she deleted her one. Cool. What ain't? You say Balanced Mindset is making sure, saying no comment, no deleted. Me can't see everything round here, so I must you outside, King. All right, no say a word. Old broom, know the corner them. Yes, me know that style there, you know. Big up yourself, carry on. Johnny says, so true. Facts. What's this? That's strange with YouTube, especially when we're talking about this topic. Yeah, from my side, I can see beer deleted. Yeah, it says message retracted.
They're messing with us. They're messing with us.
They know what they're doing. And if you notice, my people, it's not me. I don't know if I've done something or not. Let me talk to my people for a second. I don't know if me do something or not. But people, have you noticed that the numbers can't climb?
They're suppressing you, Patrick.
Especially like anyone else, like even down to Cream can just start a new podcast and her numbers are 30-odd thousand straight away, one first night. Bro, my thing can't climb because it's just righteous reasonings man's dealing with, bro. Opening my people them's eyes as to what's going on. Bro, be aware, man. Be vigilant, be militant, and don't let nobody fool you and pull the sheet off your face. Know what's going on at all times. Watch the back of your head back. Cause you can't trust nothing out here that move. And that's always been my message, peeps. They ain't ever gonna want them kind of messages to reach the real masses, them out there. No, why would they? So I get it. I understand the fight that I'm against. You get me? And that's why we just keep it moving, and we just keep it with amongst our people, them that really engage. And you might have a one brethren sitting down with you, and that might double up the numbers in that way, but I might not see it online. But safe, as long as the message hits the real people, them that need to air the thing and can engage. And we know so we're up on the same level. Yeah, because we're not making things fly past us like we can't see what it is and see it for what it is as well. You get me? Real thing. Now I go around the thing. I'm not getting notifications on Facebook. Don't know what's going on with Facebook, but child, you know where it is. You see, because I'm tired of do the investigation with them something out. Me just switch on with me if you switch on and lock off. Cause I didn't have time for make them something that I top my head again. I swear. Yeah, I have no time for make it out top my head, man. I'm too busy for all that anyway, so it's cool. Whatever they want to do, man, them go and do it. I don't have time for out top my head with that. Could be why my numbers are low here. Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. These people will shadow ban my whole work when it comes to them kind of work here. They won't make it. The algorithm won't make people see this. They'll shadow ban it to like a handful of people that's been consistent on it. But for the new people that might scroll past, oh, that's on. No, they won't see it. These people know what they're doing.
Yeah, and they keep the numbers low because people go, people make a judgment on it, innit? It's like if it's not got loads and loads of views, then they'll just
there you go
dismiss it a lot of the time. People are
crazy.
Easily influenced like that. Right, Patrick, I've got to get back to East, man.
You need to get back to East.
I need to get back to East.
All right,
and I've got to be up early doors.
So can you tell your people that you've spoken your mind now?
I've spoken my mind. I've come to South London and I've spoken my mind.
Listen,
not that I don't normally anyway, but still, like it was a good.
Tell the truth, bruv.
A good discussion.
You rid all the way over here to rant. Yeah, you wanted to have a good old rant, and you've got it off your chest. I don't think that I ranted.
I try not to rant these days.
I like the small numbers on the live P. It makes it more personal.
Yeah.
And I feel I can comment more personal on smaller lives. Same with Facebook. I feel I can talk more personal. That's why I haven't gone over the YouTube live feed, bro. I respect it, my bro. Don't say a word. Big up yourself, Luke, my brother. For life, you know it's always love, bro. Come on.
Yeah, you know those chat streams where the streams just going by like that, and you can't even keep up with what's being shared.
But I know 10 p.m. Sunday is Talk With Mine, so I know where I'm supposed to be. Big up yourself, my sister, you know. Bruh, you hear that? Me know it's 10 o'clock, say, yo, Talk With Mine up on YouTube, so me don't even need to look nowhere. Me just tune in. Big up Joni, be a love. Every time you don't know the choppings.
Yeah, put the camera on you, man.
Yeah, what am I doing? It's still on you, is it? Sorry, my brother.
It's just me looking awkward, isn't it?
No, I didn't mean to make you look awkward, my brother.
Nah, it's all right. I'm a bit more comfortable on camera these days than I used to be. I used to hate it.
Yeah, we don't want that. So it's been nice for you to pass through, my brother, and all our reasoning, as we always do. You get me, break up and, chop up some of these topics that be surfing around the net. Peeps, it's always a pleasure as usual. You know, it's always a pleasure to pass through and all our reasoning with people. I don't even know how far we gone. Check time check. All right, it's 12, so we start 2 hours in. Not bad. Usually an hour. I kind of cut it down to an hour, but you don't know, tonight's been a reasoning still. Carry on, big up yourself on the check-in. Let me just do some big up here, so I don't want nobody feel like something. Forget my people. Let me know. Carry on, big up yourself by checking. Luke, big up yourself on the check-in, my bro, God. Joni, my sister, you know the choppings. You don't know the chop. I always miss you over here, so. That's what I'm saying, man. You know, when I'm a try over here, so, you know, come like them, I try style over here, you know, I don't like that, you know. So that's why I picked, you know, like them thing there, you see. Yeah, big up Sasha over on the Facebook. Big up to Nikki. Big up the full Ashanti Yard family. Don't know, it's always love. Epic Live P, Ben, thanks lads. Have a great week. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thanks for everyone tuning in.
Thank you as well. You get me, my bro, for passing through. Big up Luke, my bro, for life. Great evening, reasoning. Stay blessed and stay safe. Big up yourself, Joni, my sister, for life. Stay safe, Jones. You too. Big up yourself, Carry on. And let's go over onto the YouTube now. Divine, big up yourself on the check-in. Balanced mindset, you don't know the choppings already. Dean, my bro, God. Where's Missy over here? So William, big up yourself, William. Emily, big up yourself. Emily, probably check-in too. Shades on the beat, big up yourself, my bro, God. You don't know the chop. Carry on said, big up Ben. Don't know the choppings again. You see me? Kiss by the Sun, big up yourself on a check-in. Also, who else did I miss? Don One, big up yourself, you don't know the chop. Yeah, and Emily, big up yourself, you don't know, that's the team, you don't know. And those silent ones, big up to my silent listeners, you know it's always love. I know enough of you lot are just silent because we might not get along at the moment, but you know it's love. Really and truly from the heart still. You get me? Big up all my brothers and my sisters out there putting in some positive work. even if I don't speak to you or we don't get along, as long as you're doing positive things, salute. So my people listening, if you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, stay in your yard, you know that's something they got already. I mean, I have to tell you the rest of that story there already. I don't need to do that part, do I? But what I will do is say good night.
Yeah! Rastafari, I Selassie rules and reigns over all living things. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say, God bless a sound like Arrow Syndicate sound, with youth like DJ Yellow, Not Nice and my agent called Killa P. Big up all Stockwell and Brixton Massive, you don't know, so we are kick off a sound boy face. I and the chin say, run things. Element of surprise. There will be weeping, there will be wailing, and a gnashing of teeth, till Arrow Syndicate sound they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run? So there will be killing, blood will be spilling, it just not go ease. Till Arrow Syndicate sound they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? Weeping and a wailing, I said a gnashing of teeth. Weeping and a wailing, you test Killa P, you get defeat. Weeping and a wailing, and a gnashing of teeth. Weeping, what a wailing, you test Not Nice, you get defeat. Here will be fighting, every sound will be backbiting, it just now go ease. Till Arrow Syndicate sound they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? There will be wars, rumors of wars, there won't be no peace. Till Arrow Syndicate sound they appear. And what you gonna do, and where you gonna run to? Jah Rastafari.